Alright, so here's my next video. If you're like me and you bought an aftermarket bumper where there's no holes in the bumper for license plate, or there's no cover for the tow hook, and you want to mount a license plate, I'm going to walk you through it. So my process is going to be, I'm going to take this bumper off. I'm going to try a few different methods. If one of them works flawlessly, I'll obviously make that into my video, and we'll try that out. But in my case, my tow hook is right here, so I'm going to drill a hole here and be able to mount my license plate through. I use a RHOplate, an RHOplate, so to speak. Basically, it's a license plate holder that screws into your tow hook, female fitting. So that's the route I'm going to go. Alright, so I didn't go over the procedure to undo every single bolt because, different cars vary. Basically, the point of this video is to be a all-encompassing, purpose to basically make a stencil on the back end of your bumper so you know exactly where it is. So once you get all the bolts done off of your car, you just take it off. Alright. So my bumper comes straight off like that. A few little complications there. And that'll come right off. Alright. So as you can see, my tow hook cover, or my tow hook hole, is right there. The objective is to get an imprint of this hole onto the back of the bumper, which is going to be approximately right in here. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to take a few pieces of cardboard and layer them on top, make a thick layer about like yay big, something like that, and tape it on the back of here. In some cases you can use wax or clay or something like that. You can either make a mound that sticks on there really good, or do both. You can put like a few layers of cardboard and put some clay or wax over it. So whenever you put this bumper back onto here, it's able to take the indentation from this tow hook and press it into that. So once I get that all done, I'll do a demonstration and I'll record that as well. Alright, so here's my plan, right? What I did is I took a piece of paper towel and I taped it to a stack of cardboard like that. Just a little bit closer. Alright. I took a stack of cardboard, and the reason why I put paper towel over it is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this with water. So whenever it gets wet and I put the paper towel up against it, it'll absorb that imprint onto the paper towel. That way I'll know I have a center print. My bumper protrudes pretty far, so what I did, I prepared another stack of cardboard. I have this one all taped up, ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape these all together. I'm going to leave one separate, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So I'm going to take all these and tape these together. I've got me some heavy duty duct tape here. Not that it's necessary, it's just what I had on hand. Take this, put it all together. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's just cardboard and you're just doing this for one purpose anyway, right? So, that's some pretty thick duct tape that I got. Alright. Now, I'm going to tape this to that. I'm going to use masking tape for that. Again, not necessary if you only have one kind of tape. You can use one kind of tape. Doesn't really matter. Move back around. All right. So that's nice and thick. All right. Have that prepared. Now, the reason why I got this one is I'm going to take some. Alright, so got my tape here. I'm going to take it about twice the length of the piece of cardboard you're going to cover. And the reason why that is, you're going to wrap this around here backwards. Wrap it around there backwards, that way stick this onto here. Alright, if you really want to get it nice and secured on there, what you'll do you'll take some more duct tape, strap it onto here. Try to refrain from getting any dust or putting your fingers on that because you want that to be as sticky as you can. Alright. Mine's a big mess. It doesn't really matter. That's a big mess. So now, whenever I put the bumper on here, this is going to stick to the bumper. Somehow, some way, it's going to stick onto the bumper. How we're going to get this to stay up here is I'm going to do basically a light thing of masking tape. I'm going to get this thing to stay up here. So measure that out. That's good and that's good. So when I get it up there, it's only going to have this and this to stick it up there. Hopefully if you put your duct tape on there and it's really sticky, hopefully it'll serve its purpose. Further down. Alright. So we got that. I'm going to spray it. And stick it on here. Alright. Get that on there. Got that. You don't want to fasten it all the way down because you want to be able to take it right off. Alright? So that's on there. Alright, so now, I'll turn the camera this way a little bit. Oops. So, alright. This way, you're going to take your bumper and where you estimate the tow hook is going to be, you're going to wipe down that area. And you want it to be as dry as you can. So I suggest actually getting some isopropyl alcohol, something that dries up. It doesn't leave any sticky residue. Now nothing, if you use quick detailer, that's not going to work because it's a lubricant. It's going to make it slide right off. Alright. So what we do here is take a rag. Rag, a bunch of alcohol in it. Alright, and you wipe down that whole little area here. You want that nice and clean. Get it good enough. It'll start drying away immediately. Me, I just want to be certain I'm going to get this done right the first time. So I'll put more alcohol in the rag on a different section of the rag so it's clean. And give it another wipe down here. Alright, so here's attempt number 1. Alright, so here's attempt number 1. I left you off with putting all this blocks on here. My bumper protrudes pretty far. I'm not even sure if this is going to touch the bumper or it might touch too far out. But like I said, this is the first attempt trying to get this done. So let's see how it works. So you're going to take this, put it on there as much as you can. Try to avoid touching it. Get it all the way up to where you want it to be even. Alright, so this is where my bumper will sit in the car. And then you just press it on there. Alright. Alright, now you can see what we did here. Alright, if I can bring it closer, don't mess up my bumper. See it taped on there, and now we have our circle right there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I want to make sure this is going to stay onto the bumper while I drill a hole from here out. Alright, so our whole thing is we're going to drill a hole, right? So we're going to drill a bigger hole from the outside of the bumper. So just by putting a drill bit through here and coming out the front, you're not going to really worry about that hole protruding because you're just going to cut it back in anyway. So we want to make sure this is secured on here. Make you some tape that's going to make it stick on there nice and good. Alright. Be very gentle, you know, your thing's on there, but you want it to stay on there. You don't want it to move at all. Alright. So just going to tuck away that tape right there. Some more tape going. Alright. So we got it all nice and on there really good. Just so I can be sure I'm going to secure where I strapped it down there. Alright, so if I want to get a straight cut, I'm going to try and lay this bumper down. I'm going to put something in the front of it to make sure it lays down softly, and I'm going to drill straight down and then come out the front. Alright, so the good thing about using a paper towel is this, even if it dries, you can still see the indentation of the circle there. So it doesn't matter what size you get, or what width you get of a drill bit. Just make sure that whatever you do use is going to make it all the way through and through the bumper. Alright, so what I did to protect my bumper is I put it on flat across a pizza box, whatever, because my bumper curves upwards, right? Make sure it's facing the right way. You don't want to fuck everything up and make the drill bit go the other way. So I'm going to do it from this side. Remember, we're going to go straight down. Alright, I feel it coming out the other end. Alright. Just pull it right back on out. Alright, so we have our bumper prepped. Alright, so you can see we got a hole coming out the front. It's not too bad, didn't mess up the paint at all. Just a little bitty hole. Sorry, you probably can't see that actually. So, we got this little hole here that we came out the front. And that's all there was to that. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test fit. Alright, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this off the front here. Take this off the front. You can see where it came all the way through the front there. Alright. If I mess up, I'm probably going to need this. So, make sure that's on there. Alright, so before you actually drill the hole, make sure you, as you're doing this, as you do it yourself, make sure that you know for certain that this thing is straight up and down and you're going to be drilling straight in to match that female fitting. Alright? Because if you do this wrong, you only get one shot. Alright? Because you're going to drill into the bumper. If you mess it up, you're going to need more material to cover up the bad drill spot, or worst case scenario, you're gonna have to get it all filled in and repainted, or it could escalate to you having to get a whole new bumper just because it looks as ugly as it does. So I did this all behind the scenes. I made sure that was exactly straight. That's where I wanted it to be, and that's where I came out with it. All right. Alright, so basically what I have here, my objective here is I have a hole up here, and it's my pilot hole. Alright, the whole point of that is you have a hole cutter bit. This one is approximately 35 millimeters, or it's 1 inch and 3/8. The reason why I went with this is because the largest grommet I can find was this one. It's the inside of it is 1 11/16. All right, so if you compare, this cuts a hole slightly larger than the inner diameter of this hole. That's what you want, because when you put this grommet in, it's gonna go on the outer edges of your hole, and you want to have it be able to secure in here. You don't want it too large, or else this is gonna like pop right in. Preferences for the material or whatever it is for the grommet. It's not really a big deal. This was like $1 from Ace Hardware. So if you want something permanent, you can probably find stuff on eBay that's meant for like exterior trailers or something like that. This one I'm pretty sure is meant for interior. So if it dry rots, I don't mind spending like $1 or something to get another one and put it on there. But anyway, what you have is the pilot hole for this inner part of the drill bit to go in. This will drill it. It'll basically make a sturdy place for this to secure in while the hole gets drilled out. All right, so make sure you have it the right way. And then you'll put this in the pilot hole and you'll drill your hole out. Alright, so we have our little hole cut out here. I can never get it out of there. Alright. It's not even a big deal. There you go. Here's the hole. All this stuff in there. I was really gentle. I didn't try to push it in there really hard because I might like flake off some of the paint, and I was trying to avoid that. Don't wipe off any of the scrap that comes off of it, because if you wipe it, you're going to take these little particles and you're going to push it into your paint, and it's going to cause swirl marks and things like that. I mean, if you have a crappy paint job, I wouldn't even worry about it, wipe it off. But if you're like me and you want to have a nice pristine paint job, then you want to just blow it off. Pick off a little bit of edges here and grab some canned air. There you go. Canned air. And you take your grommet, size it up and put it in here. Alright. This bumper is actually a little bit thicker than what the grommet's supposed to be meant for. To me, that's good, because I know I'll have a nice firm fit in here. Get a pain in the butt to get this thing on here. Alright, the only reason why I put a grommet in here is because I don't want to display an ugly cut, even though it was pretty. You know, it's a complete circle. I still don't want to just show a straight cut. I want to look more professional. I'll put this grommet in here. Look at it straight ahead. There you go. There's the grommet. Goes right in there. Alright. So, any luck? Alright, so I walked you through the last step of how to insert this grommet and cut the hole out. In my case, it worked out perfect. So as you can see, I have my tow hook right in here. If you want to come around, you can see it. You see the tow hook cover right in there. So this 1 3/8 inch cutout allowed me to fit this hole in there, and it goes right in. The whole point of that is you take, I have a RHOplate here. The whole point of that is it has a bunch of different fittings here, and this goes into your tow hook. So just to show you it fits, screw that right in there. I'll just give it a few turns for the sake of it. And then with your RHOplate, you have 8 options of where you want to place it. Put it here, 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 whatever. And these 4 brackets here to actually hold the license plate. So you have that there. Again, like I'm going to screw this in like that. And the cool thing about a RHOplate too is everything's bubbled, and it has like a little bit of an option here. So you can actually like have your license plate out like this, or however you want, and you have a lot of options there. So after I get everything put on, I'll show you what it looks like. And there you have it. License plate mounted nice and secure. Doesn't go anywhere. It's pretty good. That secures it. And there it is. Of course, I'm proud of my new bumper that I got. It's an M3 replica. I think it brings a nice accent to the car. The only problem was I didn't have the screw holes. So now that I have a tow hook spot in place, now all I have to do is, if necessary, just unscrew the license plate and then plug the tow hook right in. Thanks for watching.